Hey everybody, Jang here from jangbricks.com with a look at a 2014 Lego Friends set number 41026 with 233 pieces. It's called Sunshine Harvest. Got this at Toys R Us, and even if you are a male, you probably want to look at this video, at least skip through it so you can see some of the new and interesting parts that are included with this set. The good stuff starts with this farmer's stand, and you know, this is a nice little design actually, just as it is without having any new pieces. But the big deal here is that it has these new printed strawberry pieces. So Lego has brought in a new food item, which is a big deal. Little printed strawberries that are just one single tile, rounded tile a piece, pink in color with the print on the top. They include a bunch of them in here. This one over here on the back desk is actually an extra, and you can see that they've got some that are supposed to be just by themselves and some with the little green flower piece underneath to have the little leaflets behind them. So that's a big deal new thing. Over here we just have some apples and some red cherries. These are supposed to be like jam containers, I think, you know, jams and marmalades and jellies and such, freshly made off the farm. You can kind of see the print here on this tile. That is a print, not a sticker, interestingly enough. So that's always a good thing, especially for tiles. You know, I think that for a lot of stuff it makes sense to use stickers where you don't want to have to make an entirely new piece, but for little tiles that are just there to give you a design, go ahead and make it printed so we don't have to put the stickers on. This is some kind of, I don't know exactly what that is. It's some kind of pastry. Looks severely decadent, but it's interesting looking. I just like this whole thing. I think the whole thing is put together well, and it's got a little space behind so you can put your mini doll or minifigure behind here, and it's got a register. They give you this really small little garden area to represent a small little vegetable garden, and it's very quaint, very small, has the tiniest little stone path in it, and you've got a carrot here. I really wish that the carrot was, you know, submerged a little bit underground so it wasn't sticking up like that, but given the number of parts that they used here and wanting to keep it close to the ground, what are you going to do? But the big, oh yeah, and then you've got radishes. I think those are radishes right there. At least that's what I think they are. This is the big deal here when it comes to parts. This is a new part for 2014. They will introduce this in at least 2 colors for the year. And again, another, well, not food related. You can call it food related here. You can look at that as being some sort of young plant, young vegetable plant. Celery is a good option for what to refer to that as, but a new piece of foliage, also a big deal because we have a limited number of official Lego foliage pieces. So new food, new foliage, so far so good. All right, this is an apple tree, as you can see by the nice crisp red apples under there. Looks very nice, has some blossoms on it also. The set did come with a few extra these newer style pink blossoms, so I did go ahead and just put those on there. Why not? Also, all these pieces over here were extra, just these. This bunch of flowers is supposed to be there. Couple of interesting things here though with the parts. First off, this arch piece just came out as a mold in 2013, or for the 2013 series. We have not had it in many sets, and to get it in brown gives you a lot of new options for easily building up trees like this. But there's another part here that's also interesting that I personally had not seen before. Don't quote me on this being new, brand new, but it's new to me. That piece right there. It's a plate with just, I mean, you see what it is, and it's in a odd color too. Interesting. We've lived for so long and so many things have been built without a shape like that. It's quite a surprise to me that they would create it, but there it is. So more interesting stuff. This little assembly is very basic. It's just a little cove, kind of a simulated kind of house style area for the little puppy here. This puppy does have a brown patch around the eye, not black if you look at that carefully. So it's just your little friend style of puppy. It is within the size range that will still work with Lego minifigures. It looks like a big puppy, like a big-headed puppy, but see, it still works with the minifigures and not just the dolls. And this is just a simple little thing. It's cute, just kind of fits off on the edge. The puppy is actually standing on just a couple of little jumpers there, that's it. And the puppy also gets a couple of bones included in this set. Can't hold them in his mouth or anything, but they're included. Kind of unfair that I mentioned an animal before I mentioned the person, but there's your mini doll for this set. Just one included with this set, not a very big set, so it kind of makes sense. And this is Olivia. And you can see that this hair piece, for folks who are most interested in the hair pieces, has 2 holes on it. Has a hole on the side. Sorry, it's not focusing all that well. Hole on the side and a hole on the top to attach extra accessories. And interestingly enough, with this set, there are no bows or ribbons or sunglasses or anything like that, or heart-shaped emblems included with this set at all. So that's new to me. You see no print on the back of the tank top there. I mean, that is, the white color is actually printed onto the piece, but there's no additional design in it fashion-wise. And she's got a kind of a pitchfork sort of thing, or a rake for getting up leaves, presumably leaves that have fallen from the apple tree. Here's one more just small little tiny thing that's included with this. This doesn't balance very well because they use the ice cream cone base for these flowers to make them easy to hold in a hand. And when you put it in there, there's so much weight on that outer flower, it almost wants to fall out. Almost. So close. Ah! Yep. But yeah, just another small little detail. So if you want to sell flowers at your little concession stand, you can, or you can just pick flowers and then bring them in later. Lastly, we have this tractor, this farm tractor, which is simultaneously cutesy and super girly, and also old-timey and kind of rugged, because this looks like an old style of farm tractor. I mean, they don't make them quite that open, and I don't know, it just, with the smokestack over here, the exhaust like that, of course they did put flowers in it. It's really just the colors that make it girly. If this had, you know, dark green and dark red, or brown and more gray, stuff like that, or, you know, good old normal green and yellow, something like that, or red, or Ford blue and white, you know, any other colors would have made this look fairly rugged. The only difference between thinking of like a minifig normal city set tractor and this is that the seat is arranged specifically for mini dolls, so it's set up to hold their feet right in there, in that piece right there. It holds them in pretty securely actually, and they don't quite reach the steering wheel, so you kind of have to imagine there just a little bit. That's a little bit unfortunate. I wish that they would come up with a way for these vehicles to allow the mini dolls to actually hold on to the steering wheel and turn them. See little lights back here, you know, so for safety, I guess, for driving around on side roads. And it has a little trailer. That's very convenient because this can hold all sorts of things. In here are a couple of extra things, plus they do include this wrench. So that was an unusual inclusion. They don't include any bows or ribbons or anything for Olivia, but they give her a wrench. So they let her be a little more rugged and practical out on the farm with this set. Huh, interesting. Right on. No complaints. But this playability here is good, and it's pretty durable as a set. Everything works pretty well, and if you empty this out, you can see you've got one jumper plate in the middle there, or jumper tile, so you can put your puppy there securely for driving around, or any other thing that you want to actually carry as cargo. So I personally found a lot of interesting things about this set. I like the design here. The design here is decent for the small number of pieces. The design of this is nice. Only things that don't work quite for me are the colors on the tractor. I don't think they had to go that girly with it, especially since Olivia is looking a little more rugged and country for what she's doing in this set, but that's okay. It still works out well. I love the new pieces, and I'm really encouraged to see what else they come out with in 2014 and beyond. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Be sure to share your thoughts about this set in the comment section below, and stay tuned for more reviews as well as custom builds to come at jangbreaks.com. Bye for now.